Hello everyone, welcome to Star Wars Battlefront 2. So I'm actually not going to be completely playing this today, but this is actually the first episode of the advice, and this will basically just be background. So I'm not really going to explain anything with the game or try to play it or anything. I'm just going to play this and talk about the advice. So anyway, playing. You see, so I've been really thinking about what advice I should give you, right? Thinking it needs to really be something meaningful. So I've decided to teach you how to survive. How to really, if you're ever out in the wilderness doing something stupid, how do you really need to survive in case of, say, I don't know, an animal attack? Alright, so I've come up with some things, Number one. Alright, if you ever run into a shark in the sea, don't worry. As long as it's not one of 20 of the species of sharks, it won't attack you. However, if it does, aim for the eyes, man. Aim for the eyes and gills. It's your only choice. Those are its weak spots. It'll help out. Alright, anyway, now kangaroos. You may not think kangaroos are dangerous. But those suckers, those guys, are extremely dangerous. They will kill you in an instant, without a second thought. One thing, however, never ever run away. First thing you want to do is make yourself look sickly and weak. So basically, start coughing. It'll think you're sick and feel like it needs to leave you alone so you can die peacefully. And also, make sure you slowly back away, because those guys are extremely territorial. Will only attack you if you're in their territory. So just slowly back away and look as weak and frail as possible. Now, however, what if you run into a different kind of animal? Say, you're out walking, and next thing you know, you run into a freaking anaconda. Okay, you're out in the jungle and you run into an anaconda. First thing you gotta do, play dead and hope you have a knife. Actually, you know what? First thing about anacondas, if you don't have a knife, you're screwed. You're gonna die. I'm sorry, man, but if you don't have a knife, there's no way to survive an anaconda. But the real way to survive an anaconda, if you happen to do have a knife, is you have to play dead. The anaconda will then come around you, breathe as shallow and as literally as humanly possible, and just let it start swallowing you. Now, once it's swallowed you about halfway and completely covered your arm, you need to have your knife in your hand. And then you get the knife and rip upwards as hard as possible, cutting it in half. That is the only way to survive an anaconda attack. If you don't do that, you're as good as dead, man. You're gonna die. I apologize, but that's really your only option. So, next one. Next animal. What if you're out in the jungle and you run into an alligator? If you run into it on land, here's what you gotta do. You gotta turn and run in zigzags. Zigzags motion as if you're being shot at. And scream. Scream as loud as humanly possible. Alright, that alligator will become confused. However, if you get in the water, never scream. It'll only attract the attention and it's gonna come for you. It's gonna be like, ooh, tasty little meal. So it's gonna come and try to eat you. What you gotta do is be as quiet as possible if you're in the water. And make no ripples in the water. And slowly and quietly get out of the water. And then scream and run in zigzag motions. Alright, scream like your life depends on it, because it literally does at that point. However, if it does grab you, you're pretty much gonna be severely hurt. However, aim for the eyes. The eyes are what you gotta do. Their eyes are their weak points. Only weak points. Also, technically their throats, but I don't think you're gonna be able to punch their throat while you're literally being eaten by one of them. So, go for the eyes. Go for the eyes. Another one. Alright. What if you're being attacked by a snake's coming for you? Not an anaconda per se, but just like a little like, oh no, this rattlesnake following me. First things first. Freaking stomp your feet. This will confuse the snake because he's like, whoa, vibrations. Help me. I'm scared. Mommy, save me. Alright? Then, jeez, this guy's annoying. Alright. Then, if you get bitten by said snake, don't try to suck out the poison. You're gonna get yourself poisoned. Don't ever. That's terrible movie logic. Whoever thought sucking poison was a good idea? No, don't. Just run it over some water and call 911. Running water, of course. Clean water, preferably. Else you have problems. All right. Let's see. Gorillas. First things first. If a gorilla is coming to attack you, get on your hands and knees. All right. If you see a gorilla and it comes closer to you, just get on your hands and knees, alright? That's what you gotta do. And make sure, don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. Second, if it does start attacking you, curl up in a ball, because those guys are extremely proudful, and they won't attack the weak. So this is another good idea to, you know, curl up in a ball and look as weak as humanly possible. It should be easy for you. Okay, anyway. Another one. Let's see. Bears. If you ever run into a bear, first things first, never turn and run. Most of these animals don't turn and run, unless it's an alligator. That's the only one where you turn and run, honestly. But with a bear, you gotta curl up in a ball. Play dead. And curl up into a ball. It may slap you around a little bit, but it doesn't think you're alive. Just keep playing dead. Even after it leaves, stay curled into a ball and play dead for a few more minutes, because it may have stayed around to see if you're truly dead. And you don't want that bear coming back and eating you. So just keep curling up in a ball. Alright? Now then, another one. A bear. Sorry, I got confused there. Lion. If a lion is coming, get as big as humanly possible. If you have a jacket on, open that jacket up fully and just start screaming at it. Look as menacing and as big and annoying as humanly possible, because it will think you're an annoying thing that it might as well just leave alone, because it doesn't feel like dealing with you. It doesn't have time for that kind of crap. Just doesn't want to deal with it. Alright? Okay? I just got wrecked. Alright. Let me think. Do I have any other advice? What kind of other advice for surviving? You know? Well, here's the thing. You know? Really? Just most of these, never turn around and run, because animals are faster than you. Especially since you're lazy. And slightly weak. So just never run. Just don't run. Basically, if you ever, you know, fight or flight, you basically have to fight 90% of the time. 90% of the time, animals will leave you alone if you look annoying. And the other, actually 50% will leave you alone if you look annoying. And the other 50% will leave you alone if you look sick and frail. So really, just be a sick, frail, annoying person. Oh, I got one. You know what? I just thought of it. Rhinos. Those things are fast. If one charges you, your only hope is to get behind a tree, or like go through bushes and tall grass. They won't follow you through there. You know, hippos are literally practically blind. They're basically blind animals, and they don't want to follow you into a tree, so they'll stop following you. Hippos, however, those guys are mean. Dude, you know, like 500 people a year die from freaking hippos. 1,000 die from alligators, but that's not important. Freaking hippos, man. Those things may look, oh, you know, Madagascar. No. No. Those things will kill you without a second thought. Basically, with hippos, you gotta climb a tree and never go into bushes if it's a dry season. Hippos go in there because there's no water, and you know, they like to hide in bushes. They like to play hide and seek, apparently. Alright, well, that's basically all the advice I got for you. I can't really think of any other animals that I should really warn you about, you know. That's basically all the terrifying animals, you know. Hippos, cats. There wasn't any dogs in there. But you'll be fine if you run into a dog, you know. Just, yeah. Since I've taught you how to survive, just survive, man. Just survive. That's all you gotta do. Well, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. That's the advice Blaine, tell me, without Knave, just... What do you think of this advice? Good? Bad? Both? I'm interested to hear your reply. Good luck. Hope you don't run into any of these animals anytime soon, but if you do, remember, play dead, scream, don't turn your back, aim for the eyes. Hasta la vista, everyone. Good luck. Have fun with life.